Hi guys, welcome to Learn Tech with Aniket channel. So today in this video we will talk about Minikube. If you are not sure about Minikube and if you are interested, in Kubernetes, so this is the video you want to start with. So let me explain the importance of Minikube here. So let's say you are familiar with Docker and you have created your application via Docker and now you want to host your application. Okay. So by Docker, if you want to host your application manually, so you will have to have, lots of manual scripts, manual intervention. Okay. Because if you're making up a container and you have to make sure the container is up for every time 24/7, so you have to create the monitor system for that and all those things, right? But everything this kind of manual intervention can be overcome with the help of Kubernetes. I hope you were aware of Kubernetes also. So now if you want to run the Kubernetes on your local system, so Minikube can help you in this scenario. So what Minikube does is it creates a single master and single worker node on your system, a cluster of single master and single worker node. Okay. So as the architecture says of Kubernetes, so every components will be there in this cluster and you can just host your application in a local cluster, local Minikube cluster, which will help you to work on Kubernetes directly on your system. Okay. So you can get your hands dirty with Minikube here to learn the Kubernetes more. You can deploy your Dockerized containerized application on it, and you can do each and every most of the components action of Kubernetes on Minikube. Okay. So without wasting time, so let's move towards this installation and Minikube, and in this video we will show the installation process and I will show you with one demo application by hosting that application in local Minikube cluster. Okay, so let's move to the main section. Okay, so in order to install Minikube, you can search with Minikube install and you will get a link with Minikube start from Kubernetes website, and you just need to hit that link. And here you will get this different OS version for your Minikube like Linux, MacOS and Windows. So as per your OS and other parameters, you choose the preferred version. And for macOS, as I'm going to install Minikube on macOS, so I'm going to choose macOS only here. So for me, I have already chosen these options, means these options looks good for my system. So now I will copy this instruction. I will open a terminal. And I will paste those links. And in this way the Minikube will get installed. So it will ask you the password for your user. Okay. I hope Minikube is installed now. Okay. So Minikube, so once you hit this URLs, the Minikube will get installed in your system, but it will not be started. Okay. So in order to start your Minikube, what you need to do, you need to Minikube start command. Okay. And this will create the container inside for Minikube you also need the Docker environment in your system. Okay. So once you have this Docker environment in your system, then you can install Minikube, and when you do Minikube start, it will create the expected containers for Minikube in your system. So it may take some time. Okay, so I fast forwarded the video for you. So here my Minikube start has been started this cluster and on my local system. Okay, so okay, so in order to get the components of Kubernetes cluster, the CLI that we use is known as kubectl, but when you install Minikube, the kubectl comes as a Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen commands in that way. So if we only write kubectl, it may not okay kubectl place. Okay, I guess I have already installed the kubectl separately, but when you go with this only Minikube version, so the kubectl command comes with Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen, then the usual commands that we go with the kubectl. Like if we want to get the pods of this cluster, so we can call as Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen get pods. So currently there are no pods except the systems Kubernetes pod itself. So okay, in default namespace we don't have any pods showing. If we have created any pods, it would have shown us the pods. Okay, so the Minikube so the Kubernetes cluster is already ready in our system. So let's try to run a demo application on this Kubernetes cluster, and we'll try to access that application. Let's see. Okay, so on this same page where you have downloaded the Minikube, if you go down, you will see this deploy application section. So here you can follow these commands, and let me copy it. So okay, let me tell you the commands, what are these for. So first command is creating a deployment. Okay, so if you are aware of this Kubernetes architecture, the basic things to deploy your application is we need is deployment configuration. So here is the deployment configuration for this application. The image of this application will be coming from Kickbase/eco server. Okay, so the image is already there. We are downloading the image and we are creating the deployment from that image. Okay, so the first command is for that, and the second one is we are creating expose deployment type notepod. Okay, so we are creating a notepod service here. Okay, so if you are not sure what are the notepod service, so that's a part of different topic that comes under Kubernetes services. So giving you a brief, so in case of node port, so when a worker node is there in the cluster, so Kubernetes creates or exposes a port of that node itself. So we access the application via that port only. So that's a node port service. So as a node port, we are considering 8080 of the application to be hosted via node port service for this deployment. So the second command is to creating a service and expose that service. Okay, and so now if we, so our deployment is created and our service is also exposed. Okay, so if we type the previous command to get the pod, so now here in this case we have okay we are getting this pod. Okay, so Minikube also comes with this dashboard also. So if you want to see or trigger the dashboard, so what you need to do, just open a separate command prompt, so and there write Minikube dashboard. Okay, so it will open open the browser for you with the dashboard on it. For the initialization it will take some time. Okay, so I have just forwarded. So when we have typed this Minikube dashboard, after some time it opens a URL on your browser. Okay, and here the dashboard comes. Okay, if you close this terminal, your dashboard will also get closed. Okay, so from here you can see the deployments which I have done. Hello Minikube we have done. We have from the Hello Minikube we have this pods generated, and we have also created one service, right? Hello Minikube service is a notepod type of service. Okay, so now we want to access the notepod service. So for that we need to use Minikube commands, which helps us to open a launch a web browser for us with this service pointing to our Hello Minikube deployment. Okay, so let's copy it and we will Let me clear the section here, and we will paste the commands. Okay, so here if you see, we are asking Minikube to host our services on our system. So it will again open the browser for you with the link. So yeah, so if you see, this is a local host. Okay, and if you see, this port is on local port, but this port is actually going to a different port of our worker node. Okay, and from that worker node, that request is going to the 8080 of the application. Okay, and this is the response that we are getting from this from this Hello Minikube application. Okay, so we can also get the service. Okay, this one is opening. Okay, we have to open another window. So if we write Minikube kubectl, okay, I can write the kubectl command itself, but I want to show you with Minikube kubectl commands because I have already installed the kubectl in my system. So if you are installing the Minikube for the first time, and if you have not installed the kubectl so far, so you can go by this way: Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen, then the as usual commands that you get from the internet to get the description of any component or listing the components of Kubernetes. So we are intended to show the services here. So get services. See, if you see, this is the services is getting generated by Kubernetes itself, and this is the services that we have created, and the service type is node port. And if you see, this 8080 is the port of your container application, and this 31721 is the port on your worker node. Okay, and that's why I said when I was showing this one, so this port is on local machine. Okay, so currently what's happening when we are getting this URL, so this port is mapped to worker nodes 31721 port, and then the request goes from worker node 31721 port to containers 8080 port, and from the containers 8080 port the response is being served. Okay, so that's all for this video. Here we have seen how you can install and how you can run your application. So if you have your own application, you can just go by the script. If you are having the hem charts, so you can go by the hem charts, or if you have separate deployments or any YAML file for every component, then you can run those components on this Minikube cluster. So just remember, so this when you are starting the Minikube services on your system, it captures certain memory. So if you are not using, don't forget to close all the resources. Like here we have opened the dashboard, so let me close the dashboard here, right? So now here we have started their services, so let me stop the services here, and so now the dashboard will not be accessible. Okay, and what are and let me show you so how you can delete the components in Minikube. So let's say we have let first list all the deployments that we have on this cluster. Okay, so Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen get deployments. So currently we have only one single deployment, so let us delete this deployment, okay, from the cluster. So for that, Minikube kubectl hyphen hyphen delete deployments, and the deployment's name. Oh, sorry, I have not copied that. Hello Minikube. Okay, deployment is deleted. Now if we list those deployment, it will not be there. So let's see whether any service so now we have deleted the deployments, so the pods will also get deleted by default because there is no deployment. So Kubernetes cannot host a pod without its deployment file. Okay, But if you delete the pod before deleting deployments, then Kubernetes will create another pod because you have already mentioned the deployments for your container. Okay, so whenever Kubernetes says like expected number of pods are not there in its system, it will generate the pod again. So it's better to delete the deployment. So it will delete the deployments and the pods, but it will not delete the services because we have also created a service, right? So if we list the services, if you see hello minikube service is still there. So to delete the service, to get the service, you write get services, and to delete the service you write delete services, and this at the end service name. Okay, service is also deleted. If you list the service, so currently the Kubernetes own service is there. Okay, so once everything is done and you are done with your Kubernetes cluster on your local system, you just do minikube stop. Okay, it will stop your minikube cluster on your local system, and it will release all these memories that it was holding. Okay, and yeah, that's it. One more thing, like I said with the kubectl command, so normally on internet, if you go by kubectl commands, you will get those commands as a kubectl get pods. Okay, like this way. But if you are installing minikube only, not kubectl, if you are not installing kubectl separately, then you have to write for to get the pods, you have to write minikube kubectl hyphen get pods. Okay, so so if you want to make your query normal, like if you want to make your query only kubectl get pods, okay, even though you have not installed kubectl separately, what you can do after installing minikube, you just create an alias for your for kubectl in your system, like alias kubectl equal to minikube kubectl hyphen. Okay, so from the next time you can just write the kubectl and the regular commands you can write. You don't need to mention the minikube kubectl then hyphen. Okay, so if you think this video is somewhere informative, so don't forget to like this video and share this video among your circle, and don't also forget to subscribe to the channel. And beside, if you want me to explain certain topic on Kubernetes or in Kubernetes components, or any other components or any other topic, so let me know in the comment section. So I will definitely try to create the contents regarding those. So anyhow, I will be publishing short videos on different Kubernetes components in coming times soon. So don't forget to watch those videos as well. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.